Alright, this is another video sponsored by Casio Malaysia. So in this video, I will teach you how to solve this kind of statistic question by using the new Casio 570EX calculator. So first, when you see this kind of questions, right, it's considered as ungrouped data because you don't see any frequency, you don't see any table here. You just see a random number list like this. We call it as ungrouped data. So yeah, so you need to understand very well for ungrouped data and group data. Basically, you have different kind of formula in SPM. Alright, so let's have a look at this question. The question says a set of data consists of 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. And then they ask you to find the value of mean, standard deviation, and interquartile range of the data. So I will teach you how I will do it manually. After that, I will teach you how to use the calculator to solve it quickly, so that you can always use the calculator to double check your answer in your exam. Alright, so if I want to find a mean, you should know the mean formula here. It's basically a sum of x over n. So sum of x basically means what? Means I can, this is sign for mean, just in case you do not know, or you can just write a mean if you want, but normally I will use this sign. So it's just 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 and plus 9. This is the meaning of sum of x. That means sum of all the x value here. Divided n will be how many number I have it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Divided by 7. So therefore, I just use a calculator to do the standard summation. So 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 and plus 9. So yeah, this is the number I will get, which is 33 divided by 7. So I will just type divided by 7. Then I will get a decimal, which is like 4.714. Alright, so I guess 3 decimals should be more than enough. So if I want to find the standard deviation, so the standard deviation for this for ungrouped data basically is a square root of sum of x squared over n minus sum of x over n squared. And you realize sum of x over n is a mean. So later I can just plug in my mean value into here and then I just square it. So it will be quite easy. So therefore, if I want to do this one, I will move my screen to the bottom a little bit because I have all the x value here. So it should be quite easy for me. So therefore, if I want to do sum of x squared divided by n, what I will do manually is like this. 2 square plus 3 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square plus 7 square plus 9 square divided by n, which is 7. You doesn't square the n, just remember, minus mean square. Mean is 4.714 square. So this is how we actually solve the standard deviation. So yeah, you can just type in everything into the calculator quickly, but you want a fraction inside here, must be like careful. Type the fraction first, it's easier. So you just type 2 square plus 3 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square plus 7 square and then plus 9 square divided by 7. Then I will press next already, and then I press a minus. You can put a bracket, or you don't put a bracket also, never mind, because just one number here. 4.714 square, and then I type equal. Yeah, the calculator tell me is 2.3129. I just round off to 3. Alright, this is the value of my standard deviation. Alright, the last thing is they asked me to find about the interquartile range. So over here, you should know what's the meaning of interquartile range here. So we call this is a short form we write for interquartile range. Interquartile range, basically you have to use the upper quartile, which is Q3, minus the lower quartile, which is Q1. Alright, just in case you do not know what's the meaning of quartile, so if I list out my number here quickly, yeah, this is how you find the Q1 or Q3 by using this number like this. So normally I count how many number I have it here. If 7 is quite easy because I know the middle must be the fourth number, because you just divide into a half here, so you know this one is a median, which is Q2. So after you have the Q2 already, so what you do next is you can easily find your first quarter Q1, because if you divide this one in half, right now you have 3 numbers here and 3 numbers on the other side. So this number will be your Q1. So this number will be, this another 3 number here, isn't it? So this one will be your Q3. So interquartile range, in order to find it, right, you just use the Q3 number, which is 7, minus a Q1 number, which is 3. So equals to 4. Of course, if you want to know further how to actually find Q1 and Q3, you can go to check out my other video. I do make a specific video to teach you how to find the interquartile range, especially at the group data, but over here I will not go into too detailed here. Alright, so yeah, this is all an answer I get. Okay, what if today I have a new Casio 570EX? This is what I will do. So I will go into the menu, and then I go to the statistic. I look for the statistic, or you just press number 6 here. Then you press equal to enter it. Alright, so this one is considered one variable. So I just type 1 for one variable. And then you realize they asked me to insert my x value. So this one will be all my x value here. So I just type 2, and then I insert 3, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. So the good thing is you see carefully the bottom here, you have a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you stop at 7, that means your frequency is 7 already. So this is your n value. So you can see the list over there. If I continue type, then I might go to frequency 8, 9, or 10. So you can monitor over there. Alright, then the next thing is, what you need to do is you need to ask your calculator to actually calculate the x value here. So you kind of need to go into the option, and then you ask the calculator to do the one variable calculation, so which is number 3 here. Then you see the calculator actually will count everything for you. So okay, this is the mean value. I check my first mean value first. Calculator say it's 4.714. You realize my mean value is 4.714. Yeah, so I just need to type in the calculator, and the calculator will actually straight away give me the value. And then let's have a look at my standard deviation. Yeah, standard deviation of x is 2.312. So if I scroll down my screen here, yeah, I should get very close to this value, but maybe just now I round off my mean value, so it will be slightly different here, but it's 2.312, but I get 2.313 because the calculator actually doesn't round off the mean here. They use all the decimal, but I think this answer in the exam is acceptable, no matter it's like 1, 2, or 1, 3 here. Alright, then if you want to use this calculator to find the interquartile range, you kind of need to know how to read the Q1 and Q3. So the Q3 they already tell you is 7, so you realize my Q3 is 7, then my Q1 is 3. So yeah, 7 minus 3. Then this one you kind of need to minus yourself in order to get the interquartile range. So this Q1 and Q3 thing are very useful, especially when you have a loss of number and then you have difficulty at finding your first quadrant and third quadrant here. Then you can easily use the calculator to solve it. So anyways, I hope you find this video useful.
So if you are interested to buy this calculator, I will share the Lazada link at my description below. The link will bring you to the Casio Flagship store, because right now the Casio Malaysia are doing the promotion. Whoever buy this calculator from them, they will actually free you a Casio L file. I believe this file is waterproof. So this is how you insert the paper into the L file. I believe you know what is L file. And at the same time, if you insert the promotion code, which is my name, I will share at the description below as well, they will give you another 5 ringgit discount for the calculator. Yeah, I guess that's all for this video. Yeah, if you have any question, please post at the comment below, or else I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.